Alright guys, so I am taking requests. Any coding requests, whatever you've got to make my coding stronger. Need to be stronger. So any questions that you have, maybe I can't answer, but it'll make me be able to look for the answers, and as I do that, I will learn more, and I will become a Super Saiyan, right? Yeah. All right. So we're just gonna put together a quick script for TQQQ on today, July 20th, and see if we can come up with something meaningful. I'm gonna try to do something fairly quick. This green here is the script that I created yesterday, and it worked for yesterday. It doesn't look like it's very effective today, but of course yesterday was leading into a day where it was at the top of a move. So if we look back here, you see that yesterday it worked here, right? So it worked in these areas where you see the green dots, green dots, green dots, green dots, green dots. It worked all those places. That day prior to, leading up to it, you see is moving nicely above the 200 exponential moving average. And I think that's actually I think I set that to the 400. It's moving above the moving average though, and so when it opened yesterday, it was still in that same top range. So I think that script I made yesterday is applicable for that. Alright, but so on today, things are a lot different. Completely bearish move today. All the way from here about 45.51 down to 43.04. So complete bearish move. But let's see if we can capture what's going on with the bearish move. So this is how I make my scripts. I'm gonna try to make it fairly quick. I don't do anything quick though, I'll tell you that. Alright, let me put it on this other screen. Alright, so I'm gonna remove everything first, all the studies. And move all the studies. Now we have a blank chart. Go from that to adding a box. Oh, box. Here, 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 and here. Alright, so what I want to do now is I want to add back at least one good study. Now all these other little boxes that I'm pulling up you can't see. Let me see if I can make it so you can see these boxes, because you can't see this. So let's add another source. Window, new. This is the studies. Yep, I think you can see that. So you'll see it when it pops up. All right. All right. Hang tight. Hang tight. I'll be right back. Okay, I think you can probably hear me now. All right, it's quite a delay on this thing, so we're gonna try to do what we can. All right, but let's get on into it. Let's see. So come over here, and we're adding. Yeah, there we go. We're adding the one of my studies. These averages, the simple and the exponential. Uh-oh. I think we lost that one. Oh boy. I done gone and messed it all up. Alright, I'm gonna get the hang of this thing for long, y'all. Alright, so let's move on. Okay, so need to add the study, average and the exponential. Add that. I think I added it twice now. Yeah. Alright. Alright. Okay. Okay. So, alright, let's get into the code, the first code. It's gonna be something like, let's see, can I do this? I think that still gives you my window. Yeah, but they're coming up one under another. There we go. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna have to do it this way. And hope nobody's upset by that. Alright, so. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. Alright, so right now we are at about, how many minutes in? 11 minutes in. Alright, so from 11 minutes, we're gonna start a show me. And we're gonna title this one 07 20 23 TQQ. We're gonna do the 1 minute under 200 EMA. Alright, and yesterday we were talking about the EMA versus the regular moving average, and this red one is the actual EMA. So TradeStation does have a way to code for the exponential moving average. It's this one here, and the regular EMA is just a simple moving average, but that one is, I don't even see that one on here, but this is the exponential moving average. Let's see, we're going to edit this and come down to the 200 EMA. It's a point, so let's make that a line. Let's make that dashed. Should be dashed already. Make that default 200 EMA as a line, and we're going to, that is, should not be dashed. That's a regular line. Make it solid. That the default. That. Okay. Alright, so now we can start off our criteria. And one thing I like to always do is just value 1 equals low. Come down here and go ahead and plot that as the value 1. Okay, and then we'll verify that. Once we verify that, we'll come over to this side, and then we will go to the show me 720 130 under 200 EMA. Alright, so we plot that. So when we plot that, all these reds come up, all these red dots. First of all, I'm going to change the color to blue. So come down here, set plot color, and then we're going to do plot 1, and it's going to be blue. And then we're going to re-verify. Alright, so now they're all blue. Alright, let's zoom in. Well, before we zoom in, let's go ahead and, usually I end up making about 10 conditions for these, and about 10, 9, 10 is a sweet number, but first condition 1 is going to be that the low is under the, I mean, all these are pretty deep. All these retracements are pretty deep, so, but they're definitely under the non-moving average, which I have coded as a function, and it is average the close, and then 9. So I just created that earlier today, which is kind of cool. But we're going to do if condition 1, then we're going to plot that. Oh, we're going to do both of them, so we're going to do then and a begin and end. Alright, so now the ones just under the, and we can get rid of this down here. Alright, so now the ones just under the non-moving average come up, which let's zoom in a little bit closer so we can see at least those 3 points. So out of these 3 points, all these are under the non-moving average. So they come up too, but we got to identify something more. We need volume in here. Let's get volume, which is, I don't know if I did a special one for volume. Simple volume? Let's try simple volume. Yeah, but I want to move it up here onto this. Whoa! Let's see. Volume scaling. Gonna put it on the underlying data. Put it to the left axis. Based on the screen. Subgraph margins. That is the default. So it should have done it automatically anyway, but it didn't. So now we have this, and again we need to zoom in here, and now we can identify some things going on with the volume. So in this area, the volume is, we do have one under the 50 in the 6 moving average of the volume. Here we have plenty under the 6 and the 50. Here we do have some under the 6 and the 50, and here we have some under the 6 and the 50. So let's do this. So let's go condition 2 equals the volume is less than average 50, average volume 50, and volume is less than average volume 6. Okay, so if condition 1 and condition 2, then verify. Alright, so now it pulls up these. It got rid of a few. So the volume's got to be under 50. That's cool. Let's see. Here, all the highs are under the 9 EMA. Here, there's a few highs under the 9 EMA. Not highs. Okay, so we're actually going to make this, instead of low, we're going to make this high. And see what we get. Okay, so that knocked out a few more. It's going to be tough to get rid of those, I do believe. That's going to take some extra time. Alright, these in here are crossing under that green line is the 25 moving average, simple moving average. These here, so these are just some pretty deep retracements. I mean, as people say, these are going gangbusters. So it'd probably be better to identify what's going on here on a 5-minute chart. However, let's just see if we can get rid of any more of these. I know what I'm going to have to do, but I got to learn a little bit more in order to get that piece learned, because I think it's going to be something like a pivot. So if there's a pivot within a certain range, then that'll be a condition. But let's see. Alright, so next what I'll do is I'll come in here and I will look at some of the other studies. I have a bunch of them that I just kind of utilize to help me narrow down these I got studies. Can't see that. Studies. I'm trying to make it so you can see it, but I think this is the wrong. One. Alright, so I gotta add another one, just so you can see what studies I'm pulling up, what I'm working on. Studies. I'll rename this studies. Okay, so you can see that.
Motion detected at home front door.
Motion detected. Okay, so you can see that. Okay. Alright, so under studies, go to 1 second script hunting, and I just use this for a little bit of everything. Let's see, replace existing. We're not going to replace, we're just going to add to it. So now we added all this fun stuff here. So what's happening when we're getting into this range? What's happening? We're getting here and here. One thing here is you got blue, green, pink. Here you have pink, green, blue. Here you have blue, pink, green. So nothing consistent there. And that pink line is fairly steady. Average true range, smooth versus the range. The yellow is actually the range. So on the yellow, it's over the smooth range, which I think is smoothed over 14. Here we have some over. Here we have, and I'm identifying this range, but I'm looking up here to see what these candles are doing. So all these candles are pretty much under the smooth true range, which I could smooth that out even more. Let's smooth this out even more and see if it changes the dynamics. So let me see if you can get access to that one. That screen, that capture. Create new. Settings. Alright. So settings on that will be style, inputs. No inputs on that? Alright, so then let's edit the easy language. So the range of smooth input is, I'm going to make this length. Yeah. Make this input, and we're going to do length, and it's going to start off at 7 because that's what we had it at. Yeah. Average true range length. Alright, and then when I verify, alright, so it's back at 7, but now I can change it. So now when I double click on it, I can go to inputs, and now I can put, like I said, just smooth it out a little bit more and put like 14. So smooth it out a little bit more, and then so once again in this range here, which we put a box around it, that range, that range, that range, that range. These are over. Still have those are there's still a bunch under there. There's some that's over here, some that's over here. I'll tell you what, let's try it this way. So come back here. Come back here and we're just going to do condition. Hang tight. Alright, I'm back. Alright, so condition 3 is going to be that the range range is greater than the average. The average of the average of the true range for the length, which is 7 over 7, which actually we did 14, but I want to be changing that. So the average of the average, which I think I looked at it a couple times, and even when I change that average on one of them, it doesn't change anything on both. You really just need to change the average true range number, which, alright, so let's do that. Let's just do average true range of, let's go 14, and see if that isolates any without us having to go and play with moving that indicator around every single time. Alright, gotta spell it right. Alright, wow, did a great job. Got boom, 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 boom. So that pretty much hit all those. Let's see. Yeah, nice. Hit those retracements nicely. With the exception of, I don't like that one. I don't like for this one to be a bull candle, but I mean it's still under the EMA or the AMA, the SMA, so I think it's all right. This one, what's going on here? How can we take this out of the equation? That volume is quite a bit lower. That volume is pretty low too, though, but volume is kind of low. Yeah, it's okay. So back to this guy. You have some indecision candles there, right? So you got high wicks on both sides, top and bottom wicks, and you don't have it prior to this one, not the one before. You got it 2 on the second bar before, but here you have it on the first bar before. Go over this candle. You do have some indecision on that candle. There's got a little top wick there. Top wick is there. The volume is low. Here you have indecision before, but the volume is high. Here you got no indecision really prior to. So I mean, you could really clean it up, not have these, keep this one, make a condition that the bar before has to have no significant indecision and also have volume that's high. Let's see. That's got indecision. Let's see, maybe we just isolate it to top wicks. Can't have long top wicks relative to the body size. I mean, I think that's a good one anyway, because that indicates there's still some more selling pressure present. Where is the one that we were looking to identify? Oh, we went on a whole other day. Okay, I think it's this one. And honestly, out of all these, most of these look pretty good. And so if we just have to keep this one, and we can keep all the others, I'll be okay with that. Okay, so we're going to do something like condition 4 equals the top wick. So that's the range of the top wick. It's got to be less than, let's say, 40% of the range. And this is one ago. The top wick of one ago of the last bar, right? And condition 4. That do it. And condition 4. Well, I mean, I think that's a good. Obviously that didn't work because it would have got rid of this one. It would have got rid of this one because this top wick is more than 40% of the entire range. So this one should not have lit up. So what's going on here? Top wick of one ago is less than 40% of the total range of one ago. What happens if I do 70%? I don't know. Well, that gets rid of everything. Oh, yeah, see, there was an issue with spelling or something there. I mean, I knew that something wasn't right. All right, so 40%, and then we go back and we plug that in. Right, so it got rid of that one.
Are you talking to me?
Talking to the... All right, so it got rid of that one, so it worked properly. This one here is... The only thing I could say, well, I was going to say what we could do is we could get rid of, we could make it, if it's one of the, what do they call it, Maribozu candle. So if we find a shaven candle that's pretty much even and even, we don't want to include that in the in our markings. But this one here, I mean, what was the close? Because this is 44.13. And so, yeah, close at 44.13. I mean, that is a shaving candle. So, I want to exclude that. So, condition 5. So, I don't want it to be a shaving candle. So, so the range. So, if high minus low equals range, which is high minus low, then that would be true. I feel like that's just redundant though, because it is. If high minus low equals high minus low. Yeah, that's redundant. If high minus low, if high minus low equals open minus close. There we go. Equals open minus close. Alright, condition 5. And condition 5. Alright, so I got rid of that one, but I got rid of that one too. I feel like something's wrong. Because that one is not the same. High minus low equals open minus close. Let's zoom out, see that other things stay captured. And it did not. So there's something wrong with that. Must be something wrong with that. I don't know how to reword that. I mean, that's what I wanted to say. But how can I say it differently? High minus low equals open minus close. Or well, open minus close equals range, which is the same thing. Yeah, so it didn't like that either. Just to confirm, well, let's let me make sure that it's still on. 719, 7. Well, what happened to our study? 720. There it is. It's on. Okay, so open minus close equals range. Equals. Well, I can do it an easier way. Top wick equals 0, and well, I don't know if I can do it this way, but we're going to try. And bottom wick equals 0. Try it that way. Nope, didn't like that either. Something about that equals being in there. But yet it's not giving me any errors, so I don't really know that it doesn't like that. I know with think or swim, you got to put like double equals when you're within a function. Yeah, so it doesn't like that either. All right. So we'll do value 1 equals top wick plus bottom wick. Okay, condition 5 is value, I want to say value 1 equals 0. I mean, can you do that? Again, I don't think it likes these equal signs within the language here. And it didn't like it there either. So I'll put and value 1 equals 0. I think I can do it there. Yeah, I can do it there. Alright, I feel like I'm losing everything now. Alright, let's back this back off. Come back here. Got some errors. I do have some errors here. Study not verified. Other than that, come on. What happened to everything? Or was it condition 4 that made everything funky? Alright, well, sometimes I get this, but usually it's because the computer is getting tired. So we're just going to go back and add it fresh. Still didn't want to do it. Alright, we're going to take off condition 3. I don't know what happened to this thing. Hey, how you doing there in the chat? We're working with TQQQ, trying to come up with algorithms to find good entries. And I had everything up and running, and now it's disappeared on me. So unless it moved down to a lower window, see what happened to it. Style, points, input. Yes, and disappeared on me. And that does not happen. All right. Let's try this. We're going to copy this and just put it in a new window. And 07/20/23. Because didn't like the game I was playing. So 07/20/23. Open this up and put the show me there. Right there. Open it up. Oh. Condition 1 and condition 2 tell you what, I'm gonna remove everything, because this thing was pretty much done. I mean, I was done with it. Just trying to figure out the last couple. Let's go to basic chart profile, place existing strategies, go back to a basic chart, and then we're gonna re-add the show me 7/20/23. This is the one that we were working on initially, and still not showing up. Alright, so last attempt here is 07/23. We'll do 20/23 problem, because we got a problem here, but I can still copy everything over from the other one. So go back here, just do value 1, plot 1, and we do value 1. That value 1 is going to be the low. Verify that. Thought I put that. Verify. Come back over here. And show me 2023 problem. Alright, so it's got all the lows now. I mean, what in the world? Alright, so just kind of go back and do it from scratch. Alright, so set plot. Color 1 is going to be blue. So we're going to do if condition 1, then color 1 blue, and go ahead, man. Alright. And condition 1 is the high is under, and this code here is it's just saying the simple average, the moving average of the non-period, if you're wondering what that AVGC is. Alright, so if I can spell, of course, always. If condition 1, then plot 1, value 1, set by color 1, blue, end. Yeah. Oh, begin. Begin. Okay, so we got all those. Alright, and then we also want to go, and I believe one of them was, sheesh, man. I mean, this is another one that we did. Alright, but where's the 23 minute under TMA? Alright, so I'm gonna see if I can put these in here one by one and see if it will let me slide with that, because there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that code. Alright, so value 1 is low, high under, yep. Alright, condition 2 is the volume is under the average of the volume of the 50, and the volume is under the average of the volume of the 6. Yeah, that one's good. That one's consistent with what we're looking for. If condition 1 and condition 2, then condition 1, condition 2, that. Alright, so we knocked out some more. Alright, so condition 3, range is over the average true range of the 14, and that's one that we saw when we were looking at the other indicators that were on the subgraph. Alright, so control paste, and condition 3. Alright, verify. Yep. Now I'm literally putting these in just how they were on the other the other file. So I don't know why this is working now and it stopped working on the other one. It's done that to me before, and that's why I say, you know, I've just kind of got to go in and just make a new file, which is crazy, because imagine doing this for hours or something and then you just have some little glitch like that in TradeStation that doesn't let you move forward. I'd be alright, so condition 4, we got that. Alright, so then the only other one, this is the one that we were working on, which maybe it broke the system, but we were trying to figure out the top wick and the bottom wick. If we get a shaven candle, then we don't want to include that. And I was looking at that criteria to be that way because of this one. I wanted to get rid of this one here. You follow me there in chat? Any questions? Ask away, man. Ask away. But right here, we got this candle here. I was trying to get rid of that. So this is my formula or my function for top wick. So top wick is nothing plus bottom wick is nothing. If that equals 0, then we want to exclude that. That's why it didn't work. That's why it didn't work, because you want to put and not equal to 0, right? So they have to be more than 0. Adding them together has to be more than 0. But still, I went back and I muted those lines, and it still didn't give me any bars back. So I think something else is going on there. Anyway, all right. So in value 1 or not equal to 0, we just say value 1 is not equal to 0. That should work. That should work. That didn't work. Let's see. And value 1 is not equal to 0. What if we did value? And again, I think I was having problems because I'm putting this equals in this line here. And maybe I need to make that a condition. Condition 5 equals value 1 is greater than or not equal to 0. It's this little stuff that I get to play with and kind of fine tune to make my trading, my strategy creation better. Alright, errors, study not verified, but it is. Alright, go back here and make sure that it's turned on. And it is. Okay, well this is putting this in here is what broke my system. See if I can take it out. And that's what happened last time. Is even taking it out didn't fix the problem. So that's weird that doing whatever I just did causes it to truncate or mess up, and you completely have to use a new file? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Alright, I'm gonna just try removing it from the studies, and then I'll add it back. See if that does it. Nope, not even. Save it. I'm gonna close it, then I'm gonna open it back up. Indicator, show me 720 problem. Open that up. I'm gonna re-verify it. Come back to this screen. We're gonna add it. Dang it. Yeah, so literally I've got to ask TradeStation about that. I imagine that it shouldn't do that. I imagine that once you fix whatever was going on, that it should just carry back on as it did before. What if I did another plot? Would it like that? Nope, it's not plotting anything at this point. And I think when I saved it, when I just copied it to another screen, it didn't do it right away either. But I do want to figure out how to do that. I got to make myself a note. I want to figure out how to take a shaven candle out, and I got to figure out how to use equals while in the condition. 23. 23, whatever. All right. All right, so now we come back over here. Show me that. Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's the value 1 definition of top wick. Maybe it's this one that is the problem. Just it trying to pull up top wick, which it should be able to do. I mean, open the function top wick. If open is greater than close, then top wick is high minus open. If close is less greater than open, then top wick is high minus close. Yeah, I think it doesn't like that. Yeah, it doesn't like that. So whatever it is, I've got to, and I created that top wick and bottom wick. I created those functions. So clearly it's confusing the system. It doesn't like it. It doesn't like it at all. So let's just figure out how to. And so if I go back to, I don't know, one of the ones that I had open before, the 720 1 minute under, because this is the base one that I want to use. This is my best file. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this value 1. I'm going to get rid of that, and then re-verify. Come back over here. Yep, it's good. Show me 1 minute under 200 EMA. Boom, got it. And then I'll come back to studies, and then I want to get rid of the problem, these couple that I added, and then we'll just leave that one. Okay, so we back to here. Did I put everything that I wanted to there? Top wick over plus range. Let's see, we're gonna get that out of there. Plot 1, top wick with bottom wick, top wick is greater than 0.40. Condition 1 and condition 2. All right, so then we just gotta add back condition 3, condition 4. All right, and then we'll re-verify. So we get these, but I still want to get rid of this one. I want to get, so I think, but you should be able to do something like condition 5 equals the range, which is high minus low. So if we do, well, if it's a bear, then we could do high minus open, high minus open plus close minus low. And there's got to be a value because conditions are true, false, values are numbers. So this number here, high minus open plus close minus low, now that should equal 0 if it's a shaving candle. Alright, so, and that might have been, that's the problem. I think that's the problem, because I'd already defined value 1 up here. I already using value 1, and I use it again down here. But I personally, like with coding, I used to make everything independent. So for like this high is less than the average of the non-moving average, I used to call this non-moving average, and I used to call this volume low. In condition 3, I used to call it high range. But that's a lot of name calling and stuff, and it's just a lot easier to just go condition 1, 2, 3, 4, value 1, 2, 3, 4. But these being unique, if you make them unique, you won't likely use them over. But making them just like they are, just kind of going in order, allows you to just kind of keep it moving. But what I need to do in the future is, and I've done it before, like any values that I get, I put them together. I put them up here. I put them with values. Okay, and then any conditions, I'll put the conditions down here, and then I put whatever else down here, the functions that need to be carried out. So I bet that top wick bottom wick was okay. It's just that I was assigning it to value 1, which was already assigned to low. I'm betting that's what it is, because this top wick here works fine. So maybe, but let's try it this way first, and then we'll go back and we'll try it the other way. All right, so and value 2. You see, I still have it as value 1. So value 2 equals 0. All right, I bet that'll do it. Bam. Oh man, what? Didn't like that either. All right, let me make sure I don't have anything wrong. Value 2 equals 0. Value 2. All right, so remember, I don't want it to equal 0. I want it to not be 0. All right, so bam. Got it. It worked. However, this is probably just not a shaven candle, right? So let's look at it, right? So when I click on the button here and I move over each specific candle, it'll give you all these notations of what the candle is about. Okay, so if I move over this candle, the open is 22, 44, 22, the high is 44, 22, the low is 12, and the close is 13. So it's not a shaving candle. It does have a very small little tip of a tail. So we wouldn't get this with a shaving candle as a shaving candle, but that's okay. Honestly, I think that this looks pretty good for the. Let's see if I can open this back up and take off studies and settings. Let's see, studies and settings, so you can see the full thing. Full thing. All right, there we go. All right, so yeah, I think this is looking pretty good, right? So I don't like that one, but as it comes down here, nice little retracement up. Comes down here, I don't like this one. I will honestly spend some time getting rid of this one. As a matter of fact, I think I see a way I can get rid of it. Yep, I see a way I can get rid of it, I think. I might lose a few others too, though. But here, nice move up. Here, it does move up. Here, it moves up. The main thing about getting into these low points is that there's not much going on below it. And if there is anything going on below it, then you should have stopped out, right? So you could get in at the bottom of the bar, wherever it closes at, and ride it up. Get in at the bottom of the bar, ride it up. Here, if it closes below where you entered, then the bottom of that bar, then whatever range you want to use, average true range you want to use, just get out below that. But otherwise, they move up pretty nicely. This one doesn't do as well as a lot of the other ones I've done, for the simple fact that this is a huge bearish movement. I mean, anybody who really wants to trade long under the 200 EMA, I mean, you kind of getting what you asked for. But let's see how this works on these previous days, right? So on the previous days, when it was in a bullish momentum and it was over the 200 it wasn't even EMA, it was just simple moving average. But here moved up, here moved up, here moved up, here moved up, here would have stopped out, here moved up, here maybe stopped out depending on where you put it at, but there moved up. So it operated pretty well. Hang on, guys. All right, I'm back, but that's pretty much about all I have though. So yeah, we can talk about other stuff later. But if you, like I said, if you have anything in the chat, put it in the chat. Or like I said, subscribe for sure, and you can definitely catch what I've got going on later broadcasts. All right, and so then let's see. Let's just open up what I did yesterday. If I add, what was it yesterday? 20, 19 right here. Open top range. Added that, and then this is what I did yesterday, right? So you would have got in here, moved up here, moved up here. You would have got in, moved up here. You got in, moved up here. Got in, moved up here. Got in, moved up. So yesterday, these greens worked very nicely yesterday. But like I said, it's a different study, and like I said, I'm just kind of cataloging all these studies based on where they opened the prior day, what happened the prior day, and then that way, when I see that kind of setup coming, the morning, I'll go ahead and put this strategy or this study on the chart, and then once it's looking good here, then we'll move in, and I'll have another study for the 15-second chart, and then I'll find my entries on the 15-second chart. But then my risk to reward is going to be so much better because I'll be accurate on the 5-minute or 1-minute chart, and then I'll also be accurate on the 15-second chart. So, guys, hope you got something out of this. I might do a short recap or something like that to just kind of speed it up and put it on the on YouTube. But other than that, I'll see you later.